I too want to thank all the co-sponsors of this bill and the advocates for sticking with this and working out the details, and especially want to thank Councilmember Elrich for all his hard work on this for a very long time, and all his very passionate advocacy for it. This is really a landmark day for working families in Montgomery County. We could talk about this bill and its impact, I think, all day, but I want to make 3 points. I probably should have coordinated with you because you're dropping Roosevelt on them. The first thing, you're going to hear a different message in other quarters, so I want to say it here. This is good for taxpayers. If you believe, as no less an authority than Franklin Roosevelt believed when he created the minimum wage in the first place, people debate what the point of the minimum wage is. This is what the point of the minimum wage is. The whole point is to make sure every job provides a living wage, and he was more strident about this than even I will be today. He believed that every job needs to make the American dream a reality by by allowing people to make enough to support themselves without public assistance. If you believe that, then every low-wage job, every job that fails that test represents a cost shift from the employer to the taxpayers. In fact, studies show that every minimum wage job costs all of us taxpayers around $9,000 each. So now I know that sounds both, I think, to me, old-fashioned and aspirational. The minimum wage has been dropping in value for 50 years, and I know we have inherited, as a county, a historic inequity, and that we can't get to Franklin Roosevelt's goal in just a few years. But, I also know we're forced to do it alone or with our partner in the District of Columbia, just next door, because Congress and the Maryland State Assembly have so far failed to make the minimum wage the living wage it was intended to be. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do everything we can do to reach that goal, and today I believe we're going to take a huge step in that direction. Second, this is a big win for our kids' education. We make huge investments every year in our schools, as Councilmember Elrich talked about. Half our county budget, it goes to MCPS's operating budget, and we will spend months in a few months, investing millions and debating at length the millions we're going to spend on renovated classrooms and playing fields and new computers, and they'll get most of the attention. But there's one thing that matters more than all those details, more than every RevX project and HVAC and every new teacher we hire. The number one factor determining a child's success in school is family income. Family income. I don't think we can say that often enough. We'll spend weeks talking about all those details, but today, I believe we're going to do the best thing we can to help our kids succeed in school, and that will save our taxpayers millions of dollars in the future. If our kids come from schools with households where their parents are working only one job and not two jobs, if they can stay home and help their kids with their homework, if they're not moving out of their apartments every time their rent goes up and having to switch schools when they do that, our kids are going to succeed in school much better than they are now. And third, I believe this is really good for our economy. And there's plenty of studies that'll bear that out. We have a strong and diverse economy in Montgomery County. We're very fortunate. We have a very low unemployment rate. Our unemployment rate is around 3%. So we don't need more jobs as much as we need better jobs, jobs that allow workers to support themselves. And I believe today's amendments give our small and our mid-sized businesses appropriate time to prepare for that. I've talked to a lot of businesses about this, and to our outstanding chambers of commerce as well, and businesses large and small, some for it and some against it. And I just visited Seattle, where they have a similar cost of living and a similar median wage, and they already passed the $15 minimum wage. At every restaurant, I was waiting for a table, and there was a line out the door at almost every restaurant I went to. Our restaurant community is strong, and I know they'll be okay with this, just like they were with the most recent minimum wage increase in Montgomery County. I had a lot of conversations, but I want to recount the most vivid one I had last night with a business owner was when I was picking up dinner from my local Ethiopian carryout and grocery, Adarash Market. You should go there. And my friend Ngusu always asks me, how are things on the council? And while I'm waiting in line to pay for my dinner, he says, how are things? And I say, well, they're really busy, but I'm really excited because I think tomorrow we're going to raise the minimum wage. And then I thought for a minute about my audience. I thought, I hope that's okay with you. And sure enough, he said, oh, good. And so did everybody in line who was eavesdropping. And I asked why. This is a small, immigrant-owned business. Ike and I were at his opening, and we brought him only a citation, no grant from the county, and Senator Smith and I just visited and marked his opening of his second space in White Oak. But Ngusu said, you should do this. When I came to this country, my rent was $450 a month. And what do you think it would be now? And I said, I'm sure for an apartment in Silver Spring, over $1,000. He said, right. He said, gasoline and groceries go up, wages should go up too. And I said, yes, Ngusu, you're right. But I'm here in your business. You have those costs going up. You pay more for electricity. You pay more for rent. Isn't this going to mean an additional cost for you? And he said, Tom, I work 18 hours a day. I go home at night. My eyes are red. It looks like I've been drinking. But this is not about me. I work hard and I'll be okay. This is about the whole community. And he pointed to me and he said, you have to think about the whole community, and this will do a lot of good. This will do a lot of good. That's what I learned from the owner of my small immigrant-owned Ethiopian grocery and carryout. That's what we hope to do with every bill we pass, and sometimes I'm not sure whether we do or not. But I know with this bill today, we will do a lot of good. And while most residents don't notice what we do on most days, I know with this bill tonight, from Clarksburg to Tacoma-Langley, there will be workers and there will be moms and dads talking about what we did today over kitchen tables and at their work sites on the night shift, talking about the fact that we raised the minimum wage today and we gave them some hope and some dignity and some purpose, and they're going to be a lot happier tomorrow. So thank you to all my colleagues and to the advocates for getting us to this point.